Welcome to the press. We have newspapers here, we have TV here, we have all kinds of media, and thank you so much again for being here. First of all, I'd like to introduce the steering committee. I am the co-chairman. Betty Turner's my name, and I will give you the rest of the names. I have written them down because I'm nervous and I didn't want to forget anybody. So the other co-person is Lewis Turner, and yes, we're married. We have, if you're here, raise your hands. I know some couldn't come. Sherry Vestal is on the committee. Margaret Caldwell, thank you, Margaret. Tabitha Ramey. Tony McMillan, I know Tony's here. Ruby Davis. Crystal Keffer. Mary Strohmeyer. Whitney Mitchell. Rick Ward. Karen Barley. Last but not least, we have Betsy Haskins. Betsy, some months ago, she was at that time the chairman of the Blue Ridge Regional Library Trustee Board, and she made the initial contact with the Harvest Foundation. And so I think today was one of those good results, Betsy, from your job. Thank you so much.
Hallelujah.
Yes. Others here are also representing the Board of Trustees. Lewis is one of those, and who's on the Margaret? Margaret is the board chair. We also have the foundation members represented, Tony McMillan, and Betsy is the board chair. Rick Ward is the library director. So if you have complaints about the library system, that's the man you need to talk to. At this time, I'd like to introduce you to Karen Barley. Karen is the library manager here at Bassett, and she will be happy to explain to you why we are here.
We are excited, and as Reeves, when he walked in the door, he said it's an exciting day. I said, according to my heart, it really is. So bear with me here this morning because, as Betty says, we're a little nervous, but we're so excited. I am Karen Barley. As she said, I am the branch manager here at Bassett. I have been at Bassett Library for 38 years and counting. I started when I was 2 years old. I'm such a gifted child. My story, sticking to it. But 25 years ago today, this year actually, the Blue Ridge Regional Library Board of Trustees and a dedicated committee for fundraising raised the money to purchase this 6,000 square foot building, which became renovated and became the new Bassett Branch Library. We had been sharing with the Historical Center, and we all outgrew our space. We are now proud of this library. We have utilized it to the best of our ability. We have grown greatly. We have grown in programming for all ages. We have grown in technology. We have grown in services, and we have grown in visits. With that growing caused a little problem. We're now running out of space. So, in 2019, the board approved that we investigate, Rick Ward, the director of Blue Ridge Regional Library, and myself, to consult an architect. We found one, Glenn Reynolds from Blacksburg, who specialized in renovating libraries. So we started the plan, the survey, and so forth. And then the pandemic happened. So of course that put a little slowness to our progress. In 2021, we finally got the completed architectural drawing and renderings, and the board approved for us to go forth with a fundraising campaign. So our steering committee, who is consisting of members of our board, members of our foundation, and most importantly, I don't mean to slight our board and our foundation, but patrons who are dedicated, patrons who love this library as much as I do. They joined my crew, our team, and the steering committee was formed, and they have been working very hard to plan events and to plan this future of our library. So with that, I would like to show you and reveal to you the plan for the new Bassett Library expansion project. The new expansion will go this way out the end of the building. It will feature a children's department, which will make this area available for computer areas and for adults. Also, the new building, the new addition, will feature a meeting room for up to 50 people with tables and chairs. Our current meeting room, which you can see if you take a tour, will hold 12 people with 2 tables and 12 chairs, and we're standing room only. Can you imagine having 40 to 50 kids in there during a program, which we typically have in the summer? It's wall to wall, elbow to elbow. So a lot of our parents were saying, just knock out that wall. Well, it's not just that simple. We can't knock out that wall. So we would have the new children's area, the new meeting room. The meeting room will also double as a community meeting space for patrons, for the community to be used after for civic organizations and meetings as a free meeting space, which is very needed in this area for our communities. In addition to the addition, this area would be renovated. It would include, can't forget my important part. Part of the other addition is a drive-through window. The drive-through window was something that happened during COVID when we were running curbside, going out daily to take COVID test kits, materials, run faxes and copies and everything. Activity packets for story times that we were doing virtual. And when the architect said, what do you need if you can wish for the moon? I said, a drive-through window. So he said, that's a necessity for you right now. So our director, Rick, decided that once we returned and reopened, we needed to keep that curbside as much as possible because our patrons loved it. So this will be a great service for our handicapped, for our elderly, for our mothers with small children who are in the car asleep, for those that have just run to the grocery store and has ice cream in the car and they just want to pick up something quickly. So that is part of our new addition. The renovation will consist of study rooms, a conference room, a small conference area for those who need testing or small meetings with civic members, and a young adult area, which to me is one of the most important parts of this library that we are lacking. Our teens are our future. Our teens are our underserved population, and I want to have a space designated for them where they feel comfortable, where they have their alternative seating and their plugs to port their, charge their devices, and just a place where they feel comfortable, where they can congregate and have teen programs that we offer as well. With all of this, of course, we're going to raise money. And our committee has started. But as they just mentioned, we are so proud, and I am so honored to introduce the Harvest Foundation. DeWitt House, Senior Program Officer, has been wonderful to work with. Tyler Hodges has been great to help every step of the way with press and videos and media. And we just thank you so much for all of your hard work and everything that you have done for us so far and what you are continuing to do for us. So I'd like to present DeWitt House from Harvest Foundation.
Thank you, Karen, for that nice introduction. Good morning. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us to celebrate the planned renovation and expansion of the Bassett Library. I'm DeWitt House, as she said, the Senior Program Officer at the Harvest Foundation. And I'd first like to thank our Board of Directors at the Foundation for sharing in the vision of improving a neighborhood asset that has long served residents of Bassett and the entire Martinsville-Henry County community. I'd also like to thank the trustees and supporters of the Blue Ridge Regional Library System for their hard work and dedication to the libraries that create opportunities like these for us to grow stronger and to better serve our communities. When this project first landed on my desk, I had an opportunity to talk with Betsy a little bit and talk with Karen, and then came over and spent several days visiting, watching activities and seeing things going, and seeing that room back there just packed with kids. You start to see the opportunities, but most importantly, when I looked and talked with Betsy and Karen and saw their passion for this project and in their dedication, it just created excitement. And so we're looking forward to working with them. You know, as you know, libraries are the heart and the fabric of the communities that they serve. They provide more than just books. Libraries are safe public spaces that welcome everyone and offer resources for people of all ages, all backgrounds and walks of life. Most community members have a story or a memory that involves our local library and the impact that it has on their lives. Supporting our local libraries is a way to ensure our continued growth in the Martinsville-Henry County community. And on behalf of the Harvest Foundation, we're proud to announce a gift or a grant in the amount of $396,184 as an investment to the support of the renovation of the Bassett Library, and we look forward to a successful renovation project that will serve our community for years to come. At this time, I'd like to ask Betty and Lewis Turner, the campaign chairs, Karen Bartley, Betsy Haskins, and Rick Ward, if you'll join me here at the podium while we present the check.
And certainly we are absolutely blessed to have the support of the Harvest Foundation. What they mean to this community, I think is so understated for the most part, and certainly as this check is added to our funds to start the finish up the cost analysis of what will be about a $2.25 million project in the end. This will be a great start in our kickoff of our campaign. So we want to thank the Harvest Foundation immensely for their support. You know, Karen explained all the things that are in the schedule for this project, and you know, this is a family-oriented property as many of all of our libraries are working toward. And I'd like to ask one of our family members, there she is, Whitney, if she would like to give us an impact of what this facility will do for her.
Good morning. As a patron, I am super excited to hear that our library is expanding. I remember when it was across the street, as I was one of Miss Karen's first Storytime friends. And now being able to watch it grow from where it was to where it is and now where it's going is just simply amazing. Being a parent, watching my children grow and learn through story time and summer reading has just been amazing. But as families are growing, the community's growing, our little meeting space is getting a little cramped, so having more space is such a definite need, and we would greatly appreciate that. And then as someone who works in education, we bring our MHC After 3 students here from Bassett High School once a month for programming. The library has broadened their horizons. They've learned what all a library has to offer them, along with all the programming given. But having more space for them to have a tutor come in, help them do their homework, have a space where they can just chill after they're done with their lesson for the day is such a great need in this community. And then being able to make sure everybody in the community can take part in the programs and activities that are offered here, making it more handicap accessible is exactly what this library needs. So I am super excited, and I can't wait to see and experience the new Bassett Branch Library.
Certainly Whitney is an example of the families who use our facility. And I'm sure if Karen had another, half an hour or so, or maybe half a day, we could run a whole group of families in who would be sharing a similar story to what Whitney was able to do. But it is families like Whitney's that have been here and used this facility for the years past and are looking forward to the expansion. I think you know that this donation by the Harvest Foundation is the start. The pressure is now on the board, the trustees, and the steering committee to get off our duff and raise a lot of money so we can get this thing completed. And certainly the presence of the folks here today is an indication of why we're here and the help we need. And in addition to just thanking Harvest, we thank you for coming and look forward to working with you and for you until this project is completed.